Canelo has power. That's his natural fighting weight. You're moving up. That's not your natural fighting weight. You have the speed advantage. So are you going to be able to maintain that speed advantage and still be able to pack a punch?
If you can punch, you can punch.
Okay.
You know, it may not have the same effect that it did on a smaller guy, on a bigger guy, but if you sharp, you sharp.
Right.
You know, and I don't got to knock him out. I just got to beat him.
Right.
Canelo's not just a puncher. I don't know why. That's
what people believe, huh?
It's just like this. They don't know boxing. They just looking at him being strong.
The bigger man.
He's a great boxer. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Right.
People taking away from his boxing skills and just thinking that he's just this puncher when that's not true. So
nothing, just good luck. Say. I say to him, I hope we put a good show September. No, not like this.
I think Crawford wants this fight a lot. He wants this fight, and I think he will be more active than Canelo's previous opponent. And he has different mentality. He has champion mentality. I think fight will be.
The boxing world is shocked and thrilled to hear that Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford will finally fight in September. Terence Crawford, on the other hand, said that Canelo Alvarez is the face of boxing and the best opponent he has, which makes this the most important fight of his career. He wants to share the ring with another great boxer. When asked how he plans to beat Canelo, he kept his answer short and sure, saying that the fight would show him.
He's the face of boxing. He's the best fighter for Terence Crawford out there. He's the biggest fight for Terence Crawford out there, so that's why Terence Crawford want to take the opportunity to share a ring with another great.
How do you beat him?
You will see. Come to us.
Furthermore, Amir Khan commented on the likely Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford fight, stating that it has become an even bigger and more thrilling battle. He said that even though Canelo is generally bigger and heavier, Crawford's recent success has made people even less sure about how the fight will go. Khan feels that size and power alone will not be sufficient to win. Fighters must have a high ring IQ, quickness, strategy, and general boxing ability. He said that this fight is between two of the best fighters in the world, pound for pound. With Crawford giving up weight, the fight is still very close and unexpected, and it's not clear who will win.
Made a bigger fight happen now with Canelo and Crawford. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Is there more question marks being asked in that fight now? Because a lot of people say, look, Canelo's a bigger guy. He should technically be the bigger guy, have too much weight for Crawford. But from that performance, do you feel like it's a lot tight and there's a lot more question marks in that fight?
Yeah, I mean, you need more than size, you need more than weight, you need more than everything. I mean, I think what you need now is you just need box IQ, the right box IQ, you know what I mean? You need to be smart. And someone like Canelo fighting against Crawford, you need more than power, you need more than speed, you need ring IQ, you need literally everything, because this is the two best pound for pound fighters who are going to be fighting each other, even though Crawford is going to be giving away a lot of weight. But I feel that it could go either way.
Hamza Shiraz thinks Canelo Alvarez will win by knockout, mostly because of the difference in weight. He made it clear that going from 154 pounds to 168 pounds to fight one of the best fighters is a big step, even for someone as skilled as Terence Crawford. Still, he said that you can never count Crawford out, but he thinks Canelo will win via knockout.
Canelo does win by knockout. I think he does win by knockout, and that's only because of the weight. You can't jump up from 54 to 68 fighting the best of the best, even though you're the best yourself. It's too much of a weight jump, man. But listen, you never know. You can't write off Crawford, but I think Canelo will knock him out.
Dimitri Bivol thinks Terence Crawford genuinely wants the fight with Canelo Alvarez and will be more active than Canelo's previous opponent. He thinks Crawford's champion mentality will make the fight more thrilling, despite the weight differential. Bivol stated Crawford will not allow Canelo to walk around and rest anytime he wants, as he did in his previous fight. He claimed that with Crawford, Canelo will have a more difficult time taking breaks during the fight. When asked who will win, Bivol stated he didn't know but called it as a very fascinating matchup.
Canelo, I think Crawford wants this fight a lot. He wants this fight, and I think he will be more active than Canelo's previous opponent. And he has different mentality. He has champion mentality. I think fight will be much more interesting.
What do you make of the weight in that fight, the weight difference?
I think Crawford will not let Canelo just walking on the ring when he wants, you know, because we could see this fight. Canelo did everything. When he wanna rest, he could rest easy, you know, in this fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, when he wants to work, that guy didn't give him work. He just rest.
And
I think with Crawford, it will be harder to rest.
Who do you think wins?
I don't know. It's a very interesting fight, but I don't know.
Yaron Boutsanis thinks Canelo Alvarez will win the fight because, despite not being a natural 168-pounder, he has stopped bigger opponents in the past. He stated that several of Canelo's past opponents likely weighed close to 200 pounds on fight night, but Canelo still managed to knock them out, and that he feels the bout will be interesting and that fans want to see it. He also advised Terence Crawford to perform a tune-up bout at 160 pounds to get used to face bigger opponents, build muscle, and stay sharp, while avoiding a long layoff.
Gotta lean more towards Canelo, because like I said before, he been putting big guys out and down, and Canelo not even really a 68-pounder. He probably really should be at 60, maybe, and he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So, I don't know. You know, it's gonna be a great fight. You know, the fans want to see it. So, you know, so be it. I think Crawford should take a warm-up fight. You know, at like 60, or like at least at 60, just to get his body, you know, the feeling of somebody a little bit bigger. You know, and things like that. You know. I know when you go up in weight, you gotta, you know, develop that power and not develop the power, but like put that muscle on and be heavier and things like that. So he might not want to take a fight because he's trying to build up right now. But I think he should, just to stay sharp and that way he don't have like a long layoff or anything like that.
Boutsanis revealed that if he were coaching Terence Crawford for a fight against Canelo Alvarez, he would stress movement control and precision. He stated that Crawford would need to stay off the ropes, stay alert, and keep altering rhythm in order to throw Canelo off. Crawford must be busy with his feet, keep a tight guard, and use cunning setups to stay ahead of Canelo, who carries real power.
Just what I would say. If I, you know, was working with Terence or something like that, I would have him boxing, you know what I mean? Boxing, moving, and when he gets that time up, frustrating, you know what I mean? And that's the only way I can see him, Terence beating him, you know what I mean? Now, Canelo's a puncher, man, you know what I mean? So you can't be laying around on the ropes on him, because he punch you in your arm and hurt you, you know what I mean? So you gotta be on, you gotta be on. I mean, boxing, moving, little shake here, little fake there, you know what I mean? Hands up, gotta be right, man. You know what I mean? I think that's going to be a great fight, man. People counting Terence out. I'm not.
Edgar Berlanga feels that in boxing, anything is possible, and considers Terence Crawford a famous and amazing boxer. However, he thinks Canelo Alvarez has the upper hand in terms of stature and weight. While Berlanga respects Crawford's ring ability and intelligence, understanding that he can fight with anyone and possibly outperform them, he also emphasizes that Crawford should never be underestimated. Despite Canelo's physical advantage, Berlanga emphasizes Crawford's power in the sport.
I truly believe, you know, that, you know, anything can happen in boxing, you know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that favor Canelo is that, you know, is his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Crawford is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, you can't.
Roy Jones Jr. expressed his thoughts on the possible fight, calling it an interesting matchup for boxing. While Jones recognized that some may mistrust the fight, he thinks it could go either way based on Canelo's strategy. He warned Canelo that if he fights irresponsibly, he risks losing. That if he uses clever tactics, it will be a difficult fight. Crawford Jones underlined the necessity of coming in within the weight limit and maximizing his strength for the fight, stating that keeping within the weight limit will be critical to his success.
Bud, Canelo, you know, done deal. Looks like the fight is signed. What's your thoughts on this fight, man?
Man, it's a great fight for boxing. I know people don't agree with it, but if Canelo fights one inkling of the wrong fight, he gonna lose. If he comes out and fights the right fight, it's gonna be tough. So right now, I think it can go either way, but it depends on what type of fight Canelo fights.
You've been a guy that went up in weight class. How do you think Terence Crawford should handle the weight? Should he come in lighter? Should he come right around the weight limit?
Come in as big as he can get. He get to the weight limit, because there is a weight limit, get to the weight limit.
Errol Spence Jr. thinks Terence Crawford has what it takes to challenge Canelo Alvarez and achieve greatness. Spence voiced his support for Crawford, saying he would back him if the bout took place. Though he is unsure of the conclusion, he thinks Crawford, in his pursuit of greatness, is capable of completing such a feat. Spence also stated that since Canelo has stepped up to 175 pounds to face boxers like Kovalev, Crawford, who began his career at 147 pounds, should be able to meet the task as well.
It could happen. I mean, why not? If Crawford wanna challenge himself to be great, let him try to be great. You know, so you know what I'm saying, I'm with it. So you know, I'll be going for Bud. You know, if he fight Canelo, I'll be going for him. I mean, I don't know if he gonna win or lose, but I definitely be going for Crawford. I think if anybody can pull it off, he can pull it off. Yeah. He's chasing greatness, so why not? Canelo came up to 175 and all that, and fought Kovalev and fought the other guy too. So I mean, if he can do it, and he started at 147. So I mean, if he's doing it, why can't Crawford do it?
Brian Bomack McIntyre Terence Crawford's trainer kept the facts of the fight hidden, but showed his excitement for the battle ahead. He's excited to see Crawford rise to the challenge and show his excellence. Bomack feels Crawford is one of boxing's best fighters, and his goal as coach is to help him win with the backing of the entire squad, including Red and Bernie.
First off, how excited are you about it, and break the fight down for us?
Well, I ain't gonna break the fight down for you because I don't want to get a game plan away. But I'm excited for Terence more than anything to get the fight that he wants, to show the world that he's great. He's great, one of the greats that laced up the gloves. And so it's my job as a trainer. It's the job of Saul, the job of Red, whoever else is coming in camp with us, Bernie, to lead him to that win.
Bomack also mentioned that Crawford must have recognized something in Canelo when he chose to call him out. He emphasized that Canelo was being challenged, demonstrating Crawford's belief in his ability to win. Bomack stressed that their focus is on assisting Crawford in achieving his goal and coming out on top.
Like this, the man must have seen something when he called to Canelo out, because you gotta remember, Bud called Canelo out. So he must see something in order for him to get that win. And he know he can win. So like I said before, it's our job to get him to that point.
Caleb Plant praised Terence Crawford's strength and hitting power, pointing out that he is adaptable and can easily move between orthodox and southpaw methods. He appreciated Crawford's ability to control different distances in a ring, whether up close, mid-range, or from the outside. Plant expressed his excitement for the fight while acknowledging the uncertainty of the conclusion, which is why so many fans are excited to see what happens.
Give him a chance. I give him a chance. You know, Terence is freakishly strong. He can punch. He's got good crack. He can fight from both ways. Orthodox, southpaw. He can fight at mid-range, close range, outside, and he can fight going both ways. So it's exciting. It's exciting. It's a big question mark on the end of it, though. So that's why, I'm sure all of us are excited for that bell to ring and, be able to.
Plant also told Crawford to be true to his style. He noticed Crawford's ability to adjust to varied situations and switch postures effortlessly. Plant persuaded Crawford to be cool, enjoy the ride, and concentrate on having a solid training camp, understanding that the key is to let the fight unfold naturally.
And encourage Terence to be himself. As I said before, from the inside, mid-range, outside, southpaw, right hand, moving left, moving right, he can do it all. So I would encourage him to stay relaxed, go in there, have fun, have a good camp, and let the dice.
Jim Lampley questioned Crawford's training for a fight against Canelo, citing Crawford's past match with Israel Madrimov as a warning. Lampley thinks Crawford struggled with the transition to a higher weight class, and the prospect of stepping up even further to face someone like Canelo is concerning. While admitting Crawford's talent, Lampley is worried that Canelo's physical bulk and strength as super middleweight may lessen his advantages. Crawford usually relies on Lampley who does not doubt Crawford's passion or ability, but thinks this weight gain will impact his efficiency in the ring.
What do you think about the fight now that you just witnessed Canelo Alvarez again in a masterclass performance?
I love Terence Crawford, and I want him to have what he wants. But off of what I saw tonight and what I saw in Los Angeles last month when Crawford was fighting Madrimov, I am more than ever concerned that he's not big enough, and not big enough to be able to move around the ring and muscle Canelo in the way that you would have to ward off those really vicious inside power shots.
Andre Ward showed faith in Terence Crawford's ability to face Canelo Alvarez, despite the enormous difficulty of moving up in weight. While conceding the difficulty of the weight leap, Ward emphasized that no one has yet proven their ability to break Crawford's determination or outthink him in the ring. He made it plain that he would not bet against Crawford because no one has showed the ability to beat him. Ward highlighted that his confidence in Crawford's abilities is not meant to discredit Canelo, but rather to demonstrate his belief in Crawford's ability to defeat any opponent.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. Big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. It ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat.
Juan Manuel Marquez expressed his reservations about the probable fight, recognizing Terence Crawford's abilities in lesser weight classes such as super lightweight, welterweight, and super welterweight. However, Marquez expressed concerns about Crawford stepping up in weight, implying that it may not be the greatest choice. He cited Crawford's performance against Madrimov, in which Crawford looked slower and less forceful, implying that a higher weight class would not fit him well. While Marquez praised Crawford's defense and hitting skills, he thinks the weight difference will give Canelo a considerable advantage in the bout.
I don't like the fight because Terence Crawford is a good fighter, but in the sport of boxing, it has divisions. You know what I mean?
Right, weight classes.
Right? Yeah, weight classes
for a reason.
Weight classes and Terence Crawford is a good fighter in super lightweight, welterweight, super welterweight, but I think more. I remember when Terence Crawford fought with Madrimov.
Yes.
He looks slow. He looks with no power, and three more divisions. Two more divisions. I think it's a top fight for Terence Crawford, but Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He has a great defense. He has a good combination punches, but I think the weight class is no good for him.
Mikey Garcia discussed the probable Crawford-Canelo fight, saying he's not really enthused about it but thinks it will happen because to the big financial benefits. Garcia claimed that Crawford would most likely accept the fight because of the massive payday, which would be the largest of his career. He also stated that Canelo may see the fight as one in which he has little to lose, even if he loses, with a possible payoff of $80 to $100 million or more. Garcia thinks Canelo will accept the challenge without hesitation.
I think they do the Crawford fight. I'm not very excited for it either, but I think they do it because so much money that's being poured out there, and Crawford obviously also would like to take that fight because he's gonna make the biggest paycheck ever. Canelo will see it like a fight that he's not gonna get hurt. Even if he were to lose that fight, he's not getting hurt.
Yeah.
But he is gonna collect fucking 80, 100 million or whatever the fuck he's gonna collect. It's a lot of money. So he'll take it.
Regis Progress stated that he thinks Canelo Alvarez will win, underlining that weight classifications exist for a purpose. While Prograis respects Crawford and considers him one of the best fighters, he thinks Canelo's power and experience in higher weight classes offer him an advantage.
Usyk and NOE, they're the best on the planet. But for me, obviously, I'm American. We got to stick with the Americans. So I think Crawford's the best fighter on the planet. But Canelo, I think Canelo just a different monster, bro. They always say this, bro. They make weight classes for a reason. So I got Canelo, bro. It's hard for me to. Canelo like the tank, bro. It's hard for me to go against him. It's hard for me to go against Bud too. But man, with Canelo with going up those weight divisions, I feel like I'm going Canelo.
Progress admits that it is difficult to choose between the two, but he thinks Canelo's success in multiple weight classes makes him the more daunting opponent. Despite his fondness for Crawford, Progress picked Canelo to win. Teofimo Lopez discussed the likely Crawford-Canelo battle, emphasizing that both fighters must first win their forthcoming fights before focusing on the major match. He emphasized the significance of addressing business in their future fights. First, Lopez also stated that in modern boxing, a fighter's reputation is formed by their most recent performance, thus it is critical to watch how they perform next before making any predictions about the possible matchup.
Yeah, that's what it's been talking about. They've been talking about it. I mean, listen, they just gotta win their fights first, and then we'll see what happens then. You know what I mean? If they're gonna fight before they fight each other, I think that's the smartest thing for both parties. And then we see how they look, and we go from there. Because nowadays, in the modern day era, you're only as good as your last fight.
So, what are your thoughts about this? Share your opinions in the comments box, and please subscribe and like if you liked it.